The Midjourney website and Discord channel can be extremely confusing for newcomers. I can say that confidently because I was one as recently as last week. This video is about showing you a new and improved feature for version 4 that I think many people are going to be talking about in the weeks, months and years to come. It's about combining two image prompts in an amazing new way. This video is targeted particularly at beginners to it because it can be immensely intimidating. I will not be discussing the ethics of Midjourney and other AI platforms. That is for my next video. Here is just going to showcase what they can do so you can see for yourself. Specifically the version 4 of Midjourney and how to use it. Setting up a login is fairly simple like any other website, but once you're in, and once you've joined one of the newbie channels, just click on the left, then it's kind of confusing. What exactly do we do to combine two images in an amazing new way? But if you're a beginner, how do you actually get this feature to work? Well, start off by pressing the plus button you'll see at the bottom on your cell phone or on the web page. Then click upload file. Then pick 2, 3, 4 files, maybe even just one file that you want to imitate or create new versions of. That's simple and it will upload the files. Here's 2 files I picked. A famous painting of the Laughing Cavalier and a stock photo. Now click on them, and there are multiple ways of doing this. You can either do copy image address or right click, open image in new tab, and then copy the URL. If you're not as confident at copying URLs, just simply right click and copy image address on Windows. Once you've copied one URL, you may want to paste it into a different document so it's stored so that then you can easily copy the next URL. Then what you do, you don't directly paste them into the message at the bottom. Click and then do Imagine, and a prompt button will come up here just above. Then click that, and now you're ready to paste. Control C or right click and paste. Now, of course, you can Control V and paste each URL, one after the other. Here's the interesting bit. Even people who've used the app before may not know the next step. If you simply just paste each URL, you might get a result like this. Let me scroll down. This is what I got the first time. You can see the first URL and the second, and then I just pressed enter, and this is the result. It's okay, it's imaginative, but really the guy doesn't look too much like the Laughing Cavalier. There's no real tracing of styles, and I'm not too happy with the result. But that's because, and you may not know this as a beginner, it defaulted me to Midjourney version 3. Now you can go into the settings and change your version, but what's the easier way? The easier way is after you've pasted both URLs one after another, or with a simple comma in between, what you do is you type --v space 4. That's version 4. And look at the change in results. A much more realistic style, a merging of the two styles. He's got that subtle smile that the Laughing Cavalier had. If we go back to the original images, that subtle smirk almost. Notice he's now got a moustache like the Laughing Cavalier had, and it's a much more faithful representation of the two original images merged. It's an amazing new feature for version 4, and that's how to access it. Think of the selfies that you could merge with different styles to create new versions of yourself or of other people. Again, ethically, this deserves a much deeper discussion, and that's what I'm going to try and do in future on my channel, so please do subscribe. But for now, I just wanted to showcase what it can do. I'm not quite done, however, because I want to show you some of the other styles that we can merge together. Let me show you another example of what I mean. This was an attempt that you can see at the top of the screen of combining those two original images, but without writing version 4. And you can see it basically did nothing. It drew virtually no inspiration from the images. But when I typed --v space 4, it did a really interesting version of the two images melded, but this time as an ink line drawing. And I want to show you one other thing if you're new to Midjourney. You can upscale one of these images. That means add far more detail and make it much bigger with more pixels by pressing one of these top 4 buttons. If you want image 1, top left, image 2, top right, bottom left for image 3, bottom right for image 4. That's U1, U2, U3, U4. The U stands for upscaling. The V, by the way, stands for different variations on the original image. So if you like, for example, image 3, you want loads of variations, you can click V3. For now though, I want to show you how to upscale an image. So let's say that I really like the 4th image. It has some of those frills from the Laughing Cavalier and a bit more of the moustache. So I'm going to do U4, and this should upscale that image and give it far more detail in many more pixels. Of course, one thing to note about the app and the website, other people are using it at the same time. This is quite a quiet room at the moment. Normally there's far more activity and lots more messages jumping up, but I've gotten quite lucky today to join a quiet room. Of course, you can pay to have a private room. I haven't done that. This is using a free trial, and look what's happened. An upscaled image. And now we can see the detail on that. Look at the detail in the moustache, and we've got those frills. Obviously it's artistic style, it's not photorealistic, but it's extremely interesting merging of those 2 photos. And imagine what you can do with putting in a selfie of yours and a different painting or a different artistic style and seeing what comes out. Thousands of people are doing that at the moment actually. You can see other people's merging of their selfies and artistic styles. One thing to note, of course, is that everyone can see your selfies unless you go to paying for the private room. So be aware that other people can see what you're doing. But if you don't mind about that, you can combine your own photos with a painting in any artistic style that you want. And actually what I'm going to do now, just for my own fun, is I'm going to press Beta Upscale Redo. I have no idea what it does. I'm guessing it's going to further upscale it. But this is an experiment live on camera, so to speak. I have no idea what it's going to produce. I'm kind of guessing it's an even more sharp version of that photo. I'm not entirely sure. And the beta upscale is done, and this is what it produced. Open on website for full quality. Let's do that. And look at that. That does look like an even sharper version. You can now see the frills quite carefully done, almost like a sketch. And the face looks more detailed. Look at the lines in the forehead. I'll try and see if I can see a difference with the previous image. This was a beta upscale. You can see it's just slightly different style in a way. It's more pencil drawn, I would say. That's the original. And here is the beta upscale. See if you can tell the difference and let me know which one you prefer. Obviously, this has been a very brief introduction to Midjourney, so I'm going to be exploring it much more in the videos to come, and of course discussing the ethics of AI art and the future of employment in all sorts of creative industries. My own industry will be affected, so I'm going to be exploring what the ramifications of all of this are in the future. So please do subscribe and see you in the next video.